Hi. This place is special to me. It's sacred. I've come here many times when I needed to make a bigger life decision. Quiet my thoughts, steady my will. I've also come here just to find rest and good solitude. I wanted to share it with you because I think this is a big day. Between first light and sunrise, I wanted to share this space with you. 500 years is no small thing, especially when we place that metric against the measurement of what has transpired in that time. Regardless of which side of church history you fall on, I think that it is tragic that one half of the church celebrates Reformation while the other celebrates All Hallows Eve. It's a day of feasting and festivity, and we're like two families that used to be one that don't talk to each other anymore. Three families if you consider the larger sweep of church history. And what's remarkable is we have this audacious idea that binds us all together. Namely, that God is here in very manifest ways. And more outlandish than that, that we have an incarnate God that we insist died a real death, bled visceral blood, and was resurrected, establishing a new creation kind of life in the world. That's a big idea. It sets us apart from every wisdom tradition on the planet. And instead, all we've done is waste time arguing about very piddly things in the scope of ideas that matter and things that actually affect the lifeblood of the church. The mechanisms of the Eucharist, or the modes of baptism, or the minutiae of eschatology. Why isn't it enough that we have Jesus and that we have him together, the God Emperor himself? In truth, I don't much care what tradition you inhabit. I think that we inhabit the places we do because of personality preferences, sure, sometimes because of doctrinal convictions. But I would assert, even for the ugliness of church history, that all of these denominations that we have, all of these various traditions, we could see those as different pieces of the collage or the mural or the stained glass window of God's image in the world. I think that he is too big for any one building or any one movement. And if you think that your church is the same thing, if the way that you worship is how we're going to worship in the consummation of the ages, I would say that you have too small a vision of eternity. I think it's time that we became willing to listen to each other. Catholics, Orthodox, Protestants alike. We all have different emphases that are significant and vital. We need to learn to listen to each other, to speak each other's dialects, to appreciate the various language technologies we have in expressing just how magnificent his being is. He is too multifarious for any one of us to contain him. We need all these hollow places for him to have a suitable place to take up residence. Why wouldn't we be talking to each other as we do that? So I want to be very clear. This work that I am beginning and that I am begging you to join me in, this will never become a new denomination. That would be the worst thing that could happen. Instead, I want to see this as something like the connective tissue in the body or the central nervous system. That this would be a practice of disciplines together in a spirit of ecumenism that would bind all of these sundered parts back together, making a house whole again. Instead of having outskirts of the kingdom, that we would find unity in the way that we express how badly the world needs God filling in it. And we are supposed to be those hands and feet, those eyes, those mouthpieces. And we can't even talk to each other. That doesn't look right before the world, and it's certainly not right in our own spiritual formation. So this community will be rooted in two things. One is that ecumenical spirit, seeing alongside of one another's perspective, learning from that. And the other is going to be a rejuvenated commitment to the spiritual disciplines, in which we are cultivating holistic oneness in ourselves and in our communities and in our experience of the Godhead. we are going to throw our bodies into holiness. Our intellect, our emotions, and will, they're going to be aligned. We're going to be people practicing with each other how to be united completely in ourselves as we join with each other. I'm excited about what could happen in even 1 year. But just imagine, if we engage in this work together, what will happen in another 500. My name's Whaler. We are the Soul Rights.